psychological condition. You see what I'm saying? So the people, who get on Facebook and they're always talking about the Orisha like they're their dog, Yeah, man. That's my dog, Shango, my dog, and and this kind of thing, and we're totally taking everything out of the context, the social context. We're making it now our spiritual life, which is part of our social life. We're making it. We're showing our mental illness when it comes to that. Okay. You've been listening to True Talk to the Fair, and I'm talking and talking and talking, but I know that many of you probably thinking, well, whoa, this is talking some deep stuff. I hope you all are following me, okay? If you're following me, can you give me a hand raise? That means you press 1, and I know that you're following me. I tend to kind of mix everything up a little bit. Somebody's hand raised. And, okay, you're following me? Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So this is where we are so far, right? With a lot of us, about developing that thing. And I see the more I begin to understand the Orisha and the spiritual system, I understand why they keep stressing on this thing that they call Iwa Kwele and Iwa Rere, good character, gentle character. Why they keep stressing about it, okay? Because it has a lot to do with our well-being and how we process things in our mind and how we socially interact with each other in order to live better, in order to even fulfill our destiny, okay? So you know what? But like I said, you got people, they go to this level, they take, deviate. They deviate from what is right in front of them and take it to another place that is something else is going on, and then it becomes mixed up in the head. And this is how they express themselves from that point. When I was younger, I was very hot-headed, very hot-headed. You couldn't say something to me in a funny kind of way, in a rude way, without me letting you have it. I will let you have it right back just like how you let me have it. Okay? And in all the things, except for that FU that I had to give the people and then block them and everything, except for that, with all the things that people have been telling me, calling me out of my name, calling me B, calling me W, in the case of the African American, the HOE, and calling me all kind of stuff. And I'm like, what the hell does that have to do with anything spiritual that you call yourself trying to correct me on? Something is wrong. And I kept pointing that out to them, like, listen, look at the way you're speaking to me. And some people seem to have thought that I was the one that was out of order, because how dare me tell these quote-unquote scholar African, Nigerian, Iya, Baba, try to correct them. I'm like, but you don't know me. So, why do you think that you can talk to me like that and expect me to say, okay, Baba, I'm sorry, you haven't even heard me out. You know what I mean? So I consider all of that. And then later on, I saw the same people talking to each other when they fell out over something. These people that were all against me and they all ganged up on me, now talking to each other in the same manner. Okay? And I'm like, okay, they are certifiable. Okay? And for people like that, and I'm not saying every Yoruba, Baba, and Iya is like that. Get that straight, okay? And I'm not down talking and downplaying the Yoruba people, but I'm giving you all a good example of the context in which people take something that is one thing and turn it into something else, right? And then it becomes confusing because it does not make for good social skills. Mental illness, remember, people that are mentally ill, they cannot function properly. Their function is not proper for what fits in what's fit. So they always seem out of order, like the people who I mentioned earlier that walk the Togo streets naked. Even in my island, we have them, we call them off men and off women. Off meaning that you are off the track. You already deviated from what is normally harmonious, right? And settled. So you've gone clear. You've gone over there. You crossed the bridge, and you can't come back because you done lost your mind. You don't know your way back. You see? So now, let me just say a personal hello and see if anybody have any comments so far, okay? So those of you that open and raised your hand, I'm just going to check in with you and see if you want to say something, okay? Area code 340. You're on the air.
Hello, yeah. Just saying thank you, for doing this show. And I'm happy that you're doing this as usual. It's very needed, and I'm just enjoying listening.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Ashe. Okay, very good. All right. Area code 786. 786, you're on the air. The Truth Hospital Fair. Would you like to say hi?
Mama Yeye, hi. This is Precious.
Yes,
I just wanted to thank you. Can you hear me?
Okay, thank you. You're what? Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
I can hear
yes,
you.
I just wanted to thank you for this forum. You're very informative, and I'm taking notes. And this is really needed in our community. In reference with this mental health, because we will always blame it on something else, but when you get down to the root of it, and it just makes so much sense when you explain it. And again, thank you.
Ashe, thank you too. And it's the truth, because it's the truth that, you see, when we have a problem with somebody, it all boils down to, what did you do that needs clarity on? And there's one way to handle it, and there's another way to handle it. And I'm talking in terms of the deviation part, and I'm talking in terms of all of us. All of us are kind of touched with a certain amount of mental illness. If we only know how many people suffer with mental illness in America, the numbers are staggering, okay? We suffer with it, some of us unbeknownst to us, and it comes out in the way how we relate to each other. Imagine two brothers are arguing over a hot dog, and one kills the other one, okay? Over a hot dog, okay? Imagine losing your life over a disagreement. Look at, George Floyd, Ibaye, may his spirit rise up and continue fighting for us on the other side, and all those who have been killed unjustly. Look at how the thing with George Floyd, I understand, was about $20. That was supposed to be a counterfeit $20 bill, and the next thing you know, it wasn't even a counterfeit $20 bill. I mean, you're going to call the police over a $20 counterfeit bill where you could just take it to the damn bank? and report it that it's counterfeit. Come on now. You see what I mean? So this whole thing, you see, so people take something that is supposed to be socially easy to deal with, and we let this spirit, and I call it a spirit, not because like something that is something somebody sent after you or anything like that. I'm calling it a spirit because the energy that it carries. So they get the negative energy inside of them, and then it escalates to become things for violent things to happen. You know, people threatening you, people declaring war on you, people doing violent acts and raping other people, and all of these things are some form of mental illness when people make these weird decisions. They make these decisions, and forget about the people, and I'm not really forgetting about them, but we know there are people that have some serious mental illness because of cognitive malfunctions and all of these type of things, biological things that can make you lose your mind. So even like certain plants, you take the plant, next thing you know, you're crazy, because you're so extremely high that you can't even function anymore as a human being. You can't function as a human being because the drug or whatever done took you to another level. So you're out there, okay? And some of these drugs are addictive, so you can't stop using them just like that. But it's making you crazy, makes you do crazy things, because if you can't get it, then you want to steal, rob, kill, whatever to do to get the drugs, okay? So all of that, all of those type of actions can boil down to mental illness as well, okay? Okay, so who we got here now? Area code 786. You're on the air. 786 237. You'd like to say something? Okay, well, I'm going to put you back on hold. Okay, 786 is mute. Area code. Okay, so we got those hands up. Okay, so let's continue with our discussion. I'm going to open the lines if anybody have any questions they want to ask soon. But I want to get through discussing what the Baba was writing in his paper, okay? So we're talking about wearing, again, as a pathological problem, right? Okay? It has been found among the Yorubas that 6 biological factors can result in illness, right? Okay, we got son, and it's still talking about mental illness, okay? Okay, being unwell that can contribute to the mental illness, okay? Listen. So you got Aisun, AISUN, which is sleeplessness, okay? And, of course, we know that happens when you're, like, severely depressed. Sometimes you just can't sleep. You just can't sleep as well. You have Aiwo, that's restlessness, that, you just can't keep still, this and that. And you got IJ, which is the inability to eat. You know how some people, they get crazy and then they stop eating. They just, and I can't call them crazy, but they're, mentally unstable. And they stop eating, okay? And then you have AIMU, AIMU, which is inability to drink, okay? So you don't want to eat, you don't want to drink, you can't sleep. You got AITO, the inability to urinate